You dig? Back with another exclusive from high atop the Rocky Strong Broadcasting Network, the Good Evening Show. Appreciate y'all. Preemptively, appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for watching. If you're seeing this part, then you're watching, ain't you? Yeah. Gotcha. Appreciate you stopping by. Whew. Man, what a day, what a day. You hear all the sirens out there? Kind of waiting for it to kind of die down out there, man. The other day, I'm scrolling, I'm perusing the internet's, YouTube's streets, if you will, I'm walking down the sidewalk of YouTube and I'm perusing various storefront videos and I come across Maven's video. You know, the old wrestler Maven, he's a bald-headed guy, uh, darker complexion, not like dark complexion, but I'm not sure exactly what his nationality, like, background is or whatever. His whatever. Ethnicity? God dang it. Anyhow, uh, Maven was on there and he was talking about Ted DiBiase and his son. Apparently, like 20 years ago or so, I'm not sure exactly. He said it's been a couple of decades though. Ted DiBiase went in being a wrestler to a preacher, and he started a church called the Heart of David. And for like 20 years, they were smooth sailing. They didn't have a lot of funds. They were saying for three preachings, for 3 times that he showed up to preach, he got paid $3,500. Which that's probably a big draw though. If you come into town and the $1 Million Man is the one that's doing the preaching, I would say that's probably, a pretty decent gimmick. And then his son ends up getting hired, Ted DiBiase Jr. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of him. I didn't know he was a wrestler, but apparently he was wrestling too, boy. I guess he was the $1 Million champion as well. I've seen a lot of pictures with him with the $1 Million belt. So Ted DiBiase Jr. gets hired to a part of the county that they live in the state that controls the welfare, and for the whole state, I guess. Well, in the time that he was there, he didn't really oversee what the money got spent on, but he was real close with the dude that did. He was like right down the hallway from the homeboy that had control over the checkbook. You heard me? Well, during this time, the church ended up getting a lot of donations from basically the welfare department, and Ted DiBiase Jr., I guess, had taken some funds, maybe misappropriated some funds. I'm not sure. Allegedly, he's still facing some time, like 45 years or something. They're saying that he's facing. Apparently, he was also. So he's hired to do the job of overseeing like the health part of the state and stuff, right? Well, Ted DiBiase Jr. ends up getting another job, like I guess like an overtime extracurricular job, teaching substance abuse awareness and training or whatever. And the guy's never had any. But one thing he has had is he's had a stint in rehab that he had for his own substance abuse. So maybe he does know something about it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you go to the source for, if you want to know something, you go to the source. So apparently, allegedly, he went to the rehab or whatever, and I guess it was kind of like, expensive. So I think it was like almost $100,000 or something the guy spent there, man. I'm almost positive of it. I didn't write down all the numbers and everything, man. I don't think it really makes much difference what all the numbers are. You know what I mean? It's basically like a Brett Favre gimmick all over again. Allegedly, they're still trying to, investigate and find out exactly what's happened with all the funds and everything. But when you look up Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, though, nothing comes up on him. you know, so I'm not sure that he was actually involved. Maybe his church somehow, his son, Ted DiBiase Jr., and Brett DiBiase, I guess, is involved somehow as well. I'm not sure exactly how, but maybe I don't know, man. I don't want to assume anything, but when you look up Ted DiBiase, the $1 million man, his name's not really tied up in this thing, man. It's basically just his son, I guess, that's really maybe misappropriated some funds. Corrupt, good to see you. Appreciate you stopping in, dog. So anyway, to the tune of $2.9 million. So, long story short, they basically the $1 million family. You heard me? Yeah, they basically the $1 million family. You heard? Yeah, man. What are you gonna do, man? You got a gimmick. You got to run with the gimmick, right? Little Smokey, talking about Ted DiBiase Jr. I never even heard of it. Like I said, I seen Maven talking about it on his channel. If you guys haven't never seen the wrestler Maven's YouTube channel, man, it's pretty good. Like, there's a lot of things that he discusses. He ended up doing a video where they were asking him a lot of questions, you know, like these interview questions kind of style. And they asked him who was the smelliest guy in the locker room. So he said Rob Van Dam. And of course, Rob Van Dam was like, he wasn't getting like that he was talking about, you know, smelling like flowers. You know what I mean? The dude's walking around smelling like flowers is what Maven was trying to get at, kind of. But yeah, I guess he's like a really good religious man, is what I'm understanding. From what I'm understanding, Ted DiBiase Sr. supposedly is a good, upstanding Christian man that is just out here preaching sermons and trying to, you know, further along his church. Now, I can't say that he didn't know about it or whatever. Who knows exactly? But I'm not sure how this is all going to shake out. It's still investigated. Still, you know, they haven't actually convicted the dude of anything, so everything's still alleged. But Maven definitely had the, you know, ins and outs of everything. If you wanted to check out like exactly what all the numbers were and who did what and all the names, you know. Yeah, man, that's what we were just talking about. Footloose Will. He had a church that he's called the Heart of David, and like I said before, his son was hired on. The church really had meager funds, you know. I guess like somewhere in 2016, he did 3 sermons for $3,000. So, you know, it wasn't like they was setting, you know, the world on fire. But I think he was, you know, moving his church along. He had a little congregation that he was putting together. He's been doing it for like 10, 20 years now. And, you know, it's just sad to see that there's this, you know, misappropriation of welfare funds again, you know. That's the only thing that sucks, man, because those funds were supposed to go to needy families that didn't get it, you know. And that's the same thing that happened with the Brett Favre deal, you know. And it's basically these guys that are out here that are straight fucking marks. They basically are just, you know, huge fans of said people, and they do things that you wouldn't think that they would do. But they do, for some reason, come up with these wild plans. And then when they bring it to these celebrities and stuff, you know, it's like almost, they like can't turn it down, you know. It's too good to be true, you know, the root of all evil, all that good shit, you know. Oh yeah, that might have been what happened too, man. Maybe it was an accident. He just wrote a check out the wrong checkbook or something, you know. It was supposed to be his, but it was the county. I know it. But like I said, the money that I think was taken out for Junior was actually for some kind of rehab or something. You know what I mean? So, as crazy as it sounds, somehow the church was involved in. I don't know if his son, Ted DiBiase Jr. was involved in the church as well, but they definitely ran the funds through the church as well, because it was like $2.9 million went through the church, and like 100 grand went straight to allegedly for this rehab thing. You know what I mean? But he was being paid on the books. He was being paid for substance abuse counseling or whatever. He was helping people with substance abuse, running a program or whatever. But when they looked into seeing, like, what his credentials were to be doing therapy, they couldn't find any. That's another thing, dog. I was watching another story last night, man, and this shit's even crazier, man. Down in Florida, there was this high school principal, and he was putting kids under hypnosis. They would come to him with anxiety problems, or they were a football player, or they were, a cheerleader, or a great academic, and they were trying to get through, the next level, not be anxious about things. He would make them feel like they were enough. He would have them come into class, and he would tell them, self-affirming things while he had them under hypnosis. Well, the first lady, I guess this teacher, she ended up, she came and had some hypnosis with him, and then she passed away. Well, at the time, nobody thought nothing of it, that nothing had nothing to do with him, necessarily. Well, one of the stars football players, I think it was he was either a quarterback or a running back or something like that. That kid was coming to the principal for hypnosis to help him with his game, so he wouldn't be nervous when he played and things like this, and he put him under hypnosis. Well, his girlfriend was with him, and they were riding home, and for some reason, they would usually take the back roads, but this day he took the highway. Well, when he got on the highway, she said that he just straight stiffened out like this, his head was back like this, and his eyes were closed, and he was just like hammered down, dog, until they, came to an abrupt stop. Well, of course, the girlfriend, she ended up making it, and the student ended up, he didn't end up making it. Well, there starts to be rumors going around because of the tranquil state that he was in, and he had no drugs in his system or anything, He had nothing in his system that should have caused him, no alcohol or nothing like that, to go into a hypnotic trance state like that, right? So they're starting to, talk to the principal a little bit, and he's saying how, the kids are good kids, and, he can't believe that it happened, and the kid's, star athlete and an academic and all that, and he can't believe it. And they're not really tying it together, but there's starting to be little murmurs that maybe it had something to do with this hypnosis that he had been going through with the principal, right? Well, a couple days later, man, this kid, man, he was like a musical savant, like the mom is explaining to us how much of a musician he was, but, he was doing really good, and they was going to have a Juilliard representative come to the school to see him play, and, not just him, but other people in the school too as well, They were going to watch the kids play and maybe take them and put them in this Juilliard school, right? Musical art school, if you will. Sorry, y'all, I didn't have all the messages on. I had only top messages. Hopefully we didn't miss anybody, man. Don't look like it. 410, Will, Corrupt, Little Smokey. Well, he comes in to try to get some help with some anxiety that he was having with this, rehearsal that he was going to be doing for this Juilliard school dude, So he puts him under hypnosis, even though the mom didn't know about it. I guess at some point he had came to her and said, "Hey, Mom, I need to go on this field trip. Can you sign this paper for me?" She signed the paper in the morning, and he went off to school. Well, the paper ended up being that if she was signing off an okay that her son could be hypnotized. So he puts the kid under hypnosis many times or whatever. Well, He comes home one afternoon, and she said that he loved the cookies, and he would always come in and scoop some of the raw cookie dough out. She would have a hard time getting the cookies into the oven. That's how good he liked the cookies, you know. He comes in, she says, "I'm making cookies right now." And he said nothing, just walks right past her. Actually, she had told him on the way to school when he was leaving that morning that she was going to make some cookies for him. So when he got home from school, she tells him, "Hey, I'm making the cookies right now, you know." And he's like, nothing, just trucks right past her, right into the back, right? She ends up seeing him going back around outside, walking around the side of the house, like just like walking in this like daze, you know. She starts banging on the window trying to get his attention, man, and he's just steady walking, man. He walks out the backyard, out into the neighborhood. She's like, "Man, it's so strange. He's just acting weird, but I guess maybe he's just under a lot of pressure with school and everything, you know. Maybe something happened. I'll talk to him when he gets back." Well, he don't never get back, man. So at this point now, it's been a teacher and 2 students that have came to their end after having multiple sessions of hypnosis with this principal, right? The weirdo thing is he's like a hypnotist. Like he went to the class to become a hypnotist, but he's not supposed to be practicing hypnotherapy. Like he can hypnotize people for like the parlor trick thing to make them cluck like ducks or quack like ducks and cluck like chickens and you know act foolish, act like they're playing the guitar in a concert band or whatever. Well, come to find out, he's doing it kind of you know inappropriately. He's recording these sessions with the kids, right? And it comes out that he's been recording them. They ask him about it, and he said he destroyed them all. But later on, they come out, and it's very suggestive. Well, when the guy came to the school, he was the first principal to start the school, and he got to choose all of his, people that came and worked underneath of him and all that. Well, he told him like he didn't want no window on his door, and nobody really thought much of it. But after seeing these videos, they were starting to wonder like what really went on. And apparently a lot of the videos were deleted, but some were found, where he would basically put them under hypnosis, and then they would kind of collapse. Their muscles would relax, and they would go into a hypnotic state where they were asleep, and they would fall headfirst into his lap. Now, he had clothes on in these videos, of course, but what happened in these videos that wasn't recorded, or that was recorded and nobody found it, or whatever, was destroyed after he got, started feeling the heat, coming to him. Jamal, nobody knows, because there was no window on the door, which, in retrospect, man, there should be no doors without windows inside a school. You should be able to look in there and see what's going on at any time, Well, after all that, man, of course they couldn't really prove nothing, to be honest, but oh yeah, I had to check it out, man. Well, what happened is basically they charged him with practicing hypnotherapy without a hypnotherapist license. So he ended up getting fined, and I think he had a form of probation where he's not really even monitored or anything, or he was never incarcerated or anything. He never had to do anything behind that, even though 3 people met the end of their lives probably behind his hypnotherapy, which he shouldn't have been doing anyway. Crazy ass story, man. And it was the principal, dog. That's the wild shit, man. Like right off the top, the assistant principal was like, "Yeah, nah, you shouldn't be putting your hands on the kids unless there's something dire going on, like one kid's attacking another or something like that. You should never put your hands on the kids for any reason, let alone doing hypnotherapy and shit." Wow, man. I don't know what time it was, what year it was, man. It was down in Florida. It was Port something. You know, they got like 15,000 Port somethings down there. Like, it wasn't Port St. Lucie or nothing like that big one. It was like a really small school, you know, in a smaller county. I'm trying to think of what it was called, man. Like Northport or something like that, man. It wasn't nothing like prominent, you know, something that you would like know, like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? But I would say it's probably been within the last 10 years or so, though. No, because some of the people were a little bit older now. So I think this might have been like, you know, maybe 20 years ago or better, man, because uh, some of the people they were talking to were students then. They have families and they have, you know, 3 and 4 kids. The one lady had like 3 and 4 kids. So, you know, goes the reason that it's probably been like, you know, at least 10, 15 years or so, you know. I think the one lady was like in her 30s or something like that. So you would assume, you know, 10, 20 years ago, something like that, maybe. Somewhere in the early 2000s there, maybe. There's about. But, yeah, man, I thought that was a wild ass story. The damn principal hypnotizing kids like it ain't nobody's business. Huh. Wow. Wild. The Ted DiBiase Jr. thing caught me off guard too, man. I mean, just like the Brett Favre gimmick, man. Both of those two things caught me off guard, man. I would have never thought Brett Favre would have did something like that, man. Tarnish his whole legacy and everything over a couple dollars when I can only assume that dude's got some money, dog. I don't know why these people have to go and, you know, I mean, now the wrestlers, they probably don't have that much money. They, you know, they only make a certain amount of money doing wrestling, but yeah, man, that's still crazy, dude. You got a nice county job with the state and everything, you know, you're set. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Advantage, man. That's what happens. And there's like no way you're not going to get caught with this shit, man. Like, even in these small towns and small counties and stuff like that, man, like, eventually it comes to light, you know, that there's mispropriety, man. There has to be because there's too much money involved. And it was like the whole state, I think. It wasn't even the county. I think it was like a whole state because it was like $2.8 million went, you know, to the church. I know that. I remember that number. And then, like I said, it was like almost like 100 grand or something that he had put right into his own to try to cover that rehab gimmick. So it's just like, man, why would you do that, dude? Like, it just don't make no sense. Like, we used to do stuff, you know, construction or whatever, and dudes would go out, you know, and you make a certain amount of money, you know, whatever, 30 grand a year, whatever the case may be. And then you go out and do $100 job behind your boss's back without telling him or asking him or anything, end up having to go look for another job. That's silly, man. Don't make no sense. Oh, man. Juice. Fucking juice ain't worth the squeeze, you know what I'm saying? Dude, I can't wait. Boys, I don't know about y'all, but I cannot wait until this final, man. It's looking like the Americans may win the hockey. And if they can match up with these Canadians in the finals, man, it's gonna be a problem, dude. I don't know if y'all seen, but here the last year or so, man, they had a hockey match with Canada and the Americans, and yeah, it was a good one. I think there was like 8 fights in the first quarter, or the first period, or whatever it is. Because three periods, I think it is, isn't it? Anyhow, fuck, man. I was like, man, when are they gonna play? I was looking on the thing, you know, but they got it set up where they ain't gonna play each other unless they both go all the way, you know. All right, man. All right, Doug. You be good, man. Fuck with me, Mo. Ain't that what he said? That dude's fucking hilarious. That dude's fucking jacked, man. I didn't even know it, man. I was like watching his videos the other day, man. It's a dude that does all kinds of like DMV videos. Talking about like, you know, DMV things. And Doug and I are somewhat from the DMV. Well, Doug kind of, not really, because he's more from Baltimore, so that's not really considered the DMV. But some people try to lump it in, but you can't really put Baltimore in the DMV. And I don't really consider anything like past Prince William County really in that V part of it. You can't include the whole Virginia. It's got to be like Northern Virginia. But anyway, man, I was watching him, and I was watching other videos, you know, because once you start watching one video, then they start recommending more of the guy's videos to you. And dude comes home, it's like, would you punch your daughter for $3 billion? And he comes in the door, dude's fucking huge, man. And he throws the shiesty on and acts like he's about to punch his daughter. It's just funny. But he talks about like the way the DMV is and things like that, man. I mean, kind of, I'm not really like been putting videos and stuff up. I was kind of like doing that, man, but I kind of like gave up on it right now, man. I don't know. It's enough. It's hard enough, you know, doing the two, you know what I'm saying? I do 2 lives a day usually. Plus, I'll be trying to come up with ideas to do shorts and all kinds of things, man. So I ain't really been. Yeah, exactly. That's, you know what I mean? I kind of claim being DMV, but I'm not really from the DMV either. I'm a little bit too south. But, you know, that's where you go to have fun. You go up north, you know. Hey, Brian, good to see you, bro. Grand Rising, homie. Grand Rising, homie. Good to see you, man. I ain't been able to slide by one of your lives in a minute, man. I'll be busy in the mornings when I'm doing my workouts and shit, man. Y'all go check out Coach Will's new channel, man. I really do like the interaction with the video, though. Like before, he was kind of doing like the not like hiding his face from the camera, really, like, cause he had pictures and stuff on his channel, but he just wasn't really interacting with the channel. He would kind of like put the words on there and stuff, and then do his workout, you know, and just kind of show you what it is, man. But now he's actually like kind of like talking to the camera, like somebody's there, you know. Like he's trying to talk to the person that's watching the video, and I think that's gonna work out, man, a little better. I mean, look, man, there's a million people out here doing fitness content, so it's kind of hard to break through on that shit, man. But just keep doing it if that's what you like doing. That's the most important thing, man, is doing it if you like doing it, man. Like, doing it out of desperation to try to make something out of it is gonna make it kind of frustrating for some people, man, for real. Like, or if you, I don't think, not in this case, you know, but if you tie your self-esteem to it, man, then you're really going to have a hard time, man. Not talking to Will on that one, but talking in generality with YouTube. That's why a lot of people don't make it on YouTube. They end up being like, why can't I make it, man? How come I'm not blowing up? How come I didn't make a video and get 1 million views? You know what I mean? And then they don't realize some dudes been doing that shit for a lot longer. Some dudes blow up like that, man. But some of them dudes that blow up like that, it's like an instant fall off too. As fast as you go shooting up, you can go shooting back down. You can't keep up whatever people wanted to see in that video that made you go viral, you know. If you can't replicate that again and again and again. Oh, damn, man. I did not know that. Actions was saying that he wasn't going live, but I think he might be going live though still. I'm pretty sure, right? Like I seen one the other day. So I don't know. He was saying like he needed to like figure out what he was gonna do for content or with his content or something. I didn't really understand what he was talking about, but it's like I'm not doing lives or videos for a little bit. But I think he just went ahead and kept doing them, though, I believe. Sometimes it's good to take a break, man, if if you're not enjoying it, that's the thing. If you're not enjoying it, then what's the point in doing it? Get one more, man. Ain't never hurt nobody. One more ain't never hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? Actually, it has. It actually hurt me at one time badly, but just depends on what you're talking about, I guess. Oh, man. I weighed myself today, man, but it was after I ate and stuff, so, I ain't gonna talk about it. We're right back where we was at. Like, we're still sub 200, though, so... But we were 199 today, so I'm not sure. Like I said, it was after I ate. But I should fluctuate up just a little bit, man. That's just what it is. That's the nature of the beast, I guess. We had a pretty good, decent workout this morning. I struggled with it a little bit, but we still ran through it. And then I went and hit the heavy bag for 4 rounds. I got that out the way. That was tough money too, man. Swinging them 16-ounce gloves, man, ain't as easy as it may seem. Especially after doing a big calisthenics workout. Dips and pull-ups. In rapid succession, if you will. Yeah. What else? What else been going on, man? They still looking for Nancy Guthrie. They still ain't found her yet, unfortunately. They had some strong words for the nappers, though. The feds did. They had some real strong words for the nappers. They told them in no certain terms, they're coming for them. No matter how long it takes, they're coming for them, they said. One day they gonna knock down that door. Oh yeah, and then I don't really get into politics that much, man, but did you see the old dude, I don't really want to get into the politics, man, so I don't want to say the guy's name, like, trying to think how to do it, man. Y'all know the president 2 times ago, or 3 times ago, whatever, depending on how you do it, not 3 terms ago, but 3 presidents ago, 2 presidents back. Y'all know who it was, man. He said, they asked him, are UAPs real? He said, yeah, but we don't have none. Like, we ain't holding on to them nowhere or nothing like that. Not that he was told anyway. But yeah, we do. It's like, what? What? This sounds crazy, man. Just gonna come out and say that. The president, the ex-president, I guess, but still. It's like, what the hell? Crazy times we're living in, man. That's what they're trying to say too. Like the UAPs, man, it might be like from underwater, not even from outer space. Kate Williams, good to see you. My feelings on politicians and the government is that it's all a bunch of lying and a bunch of smoke and mirrors and pandering and propaganda. And pretty much if you're not a lobbyist, then it doesn't really matter. That, and if you're not like, and I mean, there's all kinds of lobbies, man. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's actually people that are lobbying that we didn't like too much that long ago. So that being said, um, if you look into it, man, it makes you sick. So I prefer not to. I prefer to just not look at politics and just go about living my life and what I can control and not worrying about that dumb shit. Because you ain't controlling none of that. It don't matter who you are or what you do. Current events as example A. But then again, it don't matter what my thoughts on it are. I'm just a dumb hillbilly that picks up heavy things and puts them down. So why would you want to know about my political views? I don't have any. That's the best way. I have none. I don't have any opinions. Oh man, what else? Well, shoot, man, I hate to jump off here like so early, man. We've only been on for like 30 minutes. I kind of already told the story I wanted to tell, and I told the other story I wasn't even planning on telling, the principal's story. Oh man, I'm trying to think what else I've been listening to. There's supposed to be some kind of giant thing that they couldn't even move it. It was so big, the UAP was so big they had to build a building around it. See, that's what I'm saying, man. YouTube can see that term, no matter how you spell it or whatever, they can see that, man. And they still allow this garbage, man. And you can't say it, but they can write it out. That don't make no sense, man. You can't say the word, but you're allowed to chat the word in the people's chat that's trying to make content and derail their content with shenanigans of dastardly and despicable fucking comments, man. It's crazy, dude. Do better, man. You gotta do better, dog. Terrible, man. That shit ain't funny to play about, man. Like, that ain't like. Listen, I like comedy, man. I think you should make fun of everything, you know? But, joking about abusing kids, I don't think that's funny, man. I don't know. Just me, I guess, but I don't find it fucking funny, man. Brody Master, appreciate you stopping through, man. Yeah. In real life, though, people don't engage with people the way they do on here, though. You know what I mean, dog? Like, people don't just come in and say things that are just, ridiculous. Let alone, they don't even make no dang sense or have any point or anything like that, you know? They're just trying to be sensational. They're trying to be titillating. They're trying to be shocking. And they're trying to use terms that are so shocking to everyone, you know. And really, at the end of the day, man, it's just not. It's just stupid. It doesn't make no sense. And it's a bunch of kids. But then you go like, man, it's a bunch of kids. And then you get dudes in here with their avatars, with their bald fucking heads, man, looking 50 fucking years old on here doing the same dumb shit, man. So there is that. Got nothing better to do than to play games. Man. I should have just got off, man. I should have just got off the live, man, is what I should have did. Oh, my bad, Alex. Appreciate you stopping by. I don't know what this is, man. I don't even know what dude's talking about. I don't know what. I don't understand it, man. So, I don't know what dude's talking about. I don't know who dude's talking about. But, I don't know, dude. I ain't got nothing to do with none of that. So, like I said, man, I probably should have just got off the live about 5 minutes ago, man. You know? It hasn't gotten no better in here since, man. It's just gone downhill from there. So, it's the evening lives are crazy, man. Like, you know, you just, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what that is, man. Sorry, Smokey. I don't know what that is, man. I don't know who that is or the drama about it. I don't know shit about it. I don't watch it. No shade on anyone. I don't watch it. I don't know who it is. Richard Dowling, good to see you, man. Appreciate you stopping in, homie, from across the pond. I seen you over there at Rick's, man, a couple times on the live. I watch it on the replay most of the time, man. I watch Rick from VPS, Vegas Profile Stories. Y'all ever watch that? That's a pretty good channel, man. I'll be perusing that channel regularly. I do know who that is. Rick from Vegas Profile Stories. I watch that channel regularly. It's mostly just biker news, though, so if you're not into, like, biker club news, that's probably not going to be interesting to you, but... Oh, damn! I thought it was going to be good, man. I thought you were going to say it was good. Damn it, man. I hate that for you, man. Was it official? Or was it like a fugazi? It was like a... something you found on the streets, or it was something that was official? Because it's like McDonald's, you know, they're just like proprietary out this way, man. You know, it's like whoever's in the area, they figure that they want to do it. That's who they have do it, you know. Oh, man. They've been doing some crazy content over at Rick's channel, man. About Canadia. Yeah. Them boys up Canadia have been getting after it, dog. Like big time. So they've been had all kinds of things to say about that, and Rick got that dude Breeze on there now, and they go back and forth. Bigfoot was on there last night. Bigfoot showed up on the panel last night or whatever. Might have not been last night. Might have been the day before. I can't remember. I think it was last night though. Even Bigfoot was up there for a second, man. I was surprised. I was laughing like shit. I was like, there he is finally. I figured they'd get him up there eventually if they was talking to him right before the show started and stuff. I figured he'd get him up there eventually. Bigfoot likes Rick, man, so I figured he'd jump up there with him. Good stuff, man. But, shoot, man. I think that's it, man, for tonight. I got, hell yeah, dog. That's facts, though. That's facts, though, man. That's facts, man. She's got some mold on it. Don't worry. Roll it up. They can't see it if it's already rolled up. Dominic, good to see you. All right, man. What are you doing, man?
It's not that wet out there.
That's why you shouldn't be riding. It almost better if it was like pouring down rain.
It was
Right now,
dry.
slick. Right now, it's slick down
That's
there.
what I'm saying. It was mainly dry when I went and grabbed it.
Yeah, but it rained.
I didn't know it was going to. It started to drizzle.
You don't look at the weather?
I did. It didn't say it was gonna rain.
What? It's been saying it's gonna rain today, like all day, though.
Now my
sure.
phone didn't say that. I'm telling you right now.
You're wild, man. Boy riding in the rain, man. I was like, damn, dog. Be careful. Be careful. Yeah, man. Bigfoot's a good people, man. Bigfoot's good peoples, man, for sure. Yeah, they spilled that shit on the floor. They just take a dang broom, they sweep it back up, man. They putting the pre-rolls, got hair in it and shit. Fucking dust bunnies and shit. Oh, man. I'll tell you though, man, I got some pre-prepared, man, and they ain't bad for real. These ones ain't bad. You gotta get the right ones, man, but I mean, in retrospect, I would probably not have done that, but it was a good deal, so. And they're pretty good, man, so, you know, when it's a good deal and they're pretty decent, it's like, well, it just all depends on which ones you get to, though. Some of them are decent, man. Some companies, that's their whole deal, man. Like them donuts or whatever, that's their whole gimmick is, you know, pre-prepared. Yep, it warmed up out here, man. It got up into like almost 60 today. And so my son came and got his bike, and I was like, man, it's been saying it's gonna rain all day. Like, I wouldn't even took that shit out today. But that's me, though. Anyhow, I just don't want something to happen, you know. That's all. I'll be worried about him. That's what you do, though, I guess. That's what you do, though, I guess, man. Secret Monkey. I like these people, man. They come in, they put like $5, or they'll put like Secret Monkey donated $5. Like they wanted to give me $5. They ain't got $5. They would if they could, but they ain't got it. But they would if they did. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, man. That one thing that they was doing too was like infused pre-grind. You know what I mean? So that even boosted it a little bit, you know? Gave it a little bit of kick in the pants, you dig? But look, man, I'm about to get up out of here. I can't even believe that was like a bug. That was like a gnat that I just swatted at. That's how warm it got today. That's how warm it got today. Melted a lot of the snow off. Hey, no problem, man. Yeah, me too, man. I don't know. I don't like it as much, man. But everybody will say something different, you know what I mean? But I think they just try to boost up the you know, the activating factor so they can put like a crazy activating factor on it. That way that people will actually try, you know, instead of like just passing it up off you know. But hey, Daniel Berry, thanks, man. Happy Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week. We're almost to the middle of the end of the week. Tomorrow, which is, what is tomorrow? Dumbbell Shoulder Day. Nice. Our favorite. That's our favorite day, I think. Out of all the days, like if I took all the days and was like, which day is the best day? I mean, I like doing bicep curls, but I think shoulder day is my favorite, to be honest with you. Anyhow, look, I think I'm about to get up out of here, man. That's what we're doing, man. We'll be up in the morning, just like every morning, unfortunately. But it's nice to get it done and out the way. It's nice to have the rest of the day free to do whatever I want. I actually get up at 4:30, but I took a little nap earlier. It wasn't very long though. I ended up getting woke up. So, is it Ash Wednesday? Happy Ash Wednesday to all the Catholics out there. Absolutely. There goes another gnat, man. Crazy. All right, y'all. Listen. Be good to yourself. All kinds, man. All kinds. I don't know. Cousin. I'm not exactly sure how to answer that one, cousin. I listen to everything except for like classical. I don't listen to a whole lot of Bach and Beethoven and stuff like that, but I don't really do jazz. It'd be easier to tell you what I don't listen to. I don't really do like heavy metal, like the Cookie Monster stuff. I don't really dig that too much. I pretty much like drill, trap, southern type rap, hip hop, you know, Belly Button Gang. Oh yeah, definitely like Pantera. That's a favorite metal band. Anyhow, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all be good to yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself like I am all the time. And tell your loved ones that you love them, because they be forgetting. Trying to be nice to the people that's around y'all. It'd be a lot easier to be nice to them if you're nice to yourself. Just saying. It's not a sermon, man. I'm really just trying to remind myself every day. This is really for me, y'all. Then I know if you guys get bored or you're like, man, I hate hearing this shit every night, but it's really just a reminder of me, like a little couple things, man, for me to remember in my own mind, a little mantra, you know, to be like, man, be nice to yourself and be nice to the people that's around you. Try not to be so quick to anger, you know. Maybe try to see it somebody else's way and tell your loved ones how you feel about them. You never know what will happen out here, man. In an instant, things could be changed. So let them know how you feel about them. I'm out of here till next time, God willing, because He lets me do all I do, and the creek don't rise so I can get across there. Bicycle!